nationally recognized family medicine residency. But we mentor everyone in our institution. At our institution, we have been training physicians for over 85 years. We have hosted the Summer Student Scholar Program for nearly 50 years, and that's designed around exposing college students to what? Sciences. To hear what they're describing their experiences are at high school, that's what college students are looking for. They're looking for that exposure because you don't want to get too far in any particular pathway and find out it's not for you. We've been doing that for over 50 years, and then we also serve as a training ground for medical sciences, for pharmacy, radiology, nursing students, many, many students. So these students are allowed to come visit with us, for us to mentor, for us to share the fun things, the adventure we have every day, to see if that's the right fit. Now, when I think about that, a couple of things came up today. Foundation was mentioned, and we think of that in our institution. Foundation. We are building a foundation. We build a foundation in science, no matter what area of science we're entering. But really, what do we see every day? Advances. Things change every year, every 5 years, every 10 years. And we have to build people who are knowledgeable with a great foundation, who are flexible and ready to pull out the module when new science comes along. What else are we building? We are building a passion for lifelong learning, because you can't sit on that foundation because it bypasses you if you are not ready to change and be flexible. Now let me share with you my experience. I'm going to share 3 things. I'm part of the coordinating process and one of the physicians who is involved in that shadowing process. We have the opportunity to share our experiences, the excitement in all those areas, in the lab. And I'm going to share a couple of things that I didn't realize she was going to mention. But we have the ability to share in the hospital, in all the clinical settings. For instance, cardiovascular disease was mentioned today, renal failure, or the complexity of physiologic changes that happen in a high-risk pregnancy. And then, of course, we deliver babies and we do lots of surgical procedures. That's what we do, but who gets that opportunity at a sophomore, junior, or senior level in high school? You don't. You get that later on, perhaps. Secondly, as we think about that shadowing process, what are they seeing? Well, they're seeing medicine in action. They are seeing laboratory in action. We have the opportunity, we've already had what I consider to be a pathway, a pipeline, a success. One of the bioscience students who has now graduated is now at the University of California at Davis. She applied for that Summer Student Scholar Program this last year. Went through a rigorous application process and interviews. We chose her, and she came to visit with us for 8 weeks. Research was accomplished with one of our full-time faculty members, and the experience clinically was even further augmented from what you've heard. Great opportunity. Are we building a pathway? Is that a person who might go into biosciences or might go into a field in the health professions? That's what we're building, passion for the future. Excitement, because it takes a long time to get there. The last part of that, and that's where it was really kind of cool to hear you mention one thing. I'm excited about this because when I see these students, I really see myself. My undergraduate degree is in genetics. And my PhD graduate work is in human genetics, and I got to work on something that was now ancient history. I worked and I was part of the entry for the Human Genome Project. And so it's really exciting. They're getting to work on something that I didn't really get to work on until I was a graduate student in my PhD program. And of course, through that process, I ended up taking all that knowledge. It's all science. Everything is worthwhile, every single step. And I took that to the field of medicine. But what did I want to do back then? I wanted to work on Tay-Sachs research. But one of the huge projects, one of the amazing discoveries that came out of the Human Genome Project that is applicable to what we do in the office, it's cystic fibrosis. And you mentioned that today. I was so excited sitting there because it's been mapped to chromosome 7, and it changes what we do in medicine. So I feel we're coming full circle. This is a great program. We are so lucky to have it in this area. We are so lucky. I consider myself and my colleagues, all those lifetime teachers, mentors. We're really very thankful to be involved in this, and we look forward to all the successes that are going to be reported in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, and 20 years, because we're going to see it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next up, we are lucky enough, she hasn't quite left for school. We have Miss Amy Balmer, who is a Bioscience Academy graduate, who's going to share about our industry-based projects with Coastal Marine Biolabs and barcoding lice matrix.